crushing demand for the COVID-19 vaccine is leading to a new type of tourism.
Many people across the tri-state are now traveling to other states in hopes of securing a shot.
Investigative reporter Tara Rosenblum dives into vaccine tourism and who's benefiting.
Many New Yorkers are on the move, but not for your typical winter escape.
I would go anywhere to get the vaccine at this point.
Frustrated COVID-19 shot seekers hoping to bypass the state's vaccine bottleneck are now traveling well beyond New York's borders in search of a potentially life-saving jab in the arm.
I saw that they were vaccinating here in Illinois, so I signed up.
Flight attendant William Fox left Westchester earlier this month for Chicago, where he's considered an essential worker, and there is no residency requirement.
It definitely was frustrating to not be able to get an appointment in New York. I got an appointment through Walgreens.
And within days, a shot.
I was all good to go.
With no questions asked.
They just gave me the vaccine.
And he's not the only one, now with a vaccine card in hand issued out of state.
I can come down here and I can schedule a vaccination in a matter of days.
Dick Parsons, the former CEO of Time Warner, recently announced on national television that he too left New York to get his shot in the Sunshine State.
Well, I don't know how Florida sort of stole the march on everybody else.
So how common is vaccine tourism in the tri-state, and where are people having the most luck? Since New York State is not keeping tabs on the data and the federal government isn't releasing it, we had to dig deeper to get some answers.
Have I reached the state health department in Florida, Iowa, Georgia, North Carolina?
Our team reached out to every health department in all 50 states.
California, Arizona, Kentucky, Missouri.
We used the information to create this first-of-its-kind database tracking the travel of vaccine seekers nationwide. There are 30 states that have residency requirements like New York, so you have to live there, own a second home, or in some cases work in the state to become eligible. But 20 other states don't, which means if you have the means to get there, you have a shot at getting a shot. And that list includes many of your top winter getaway destinations, like Colorado, Nevada, and South Carolina. While patients' home addresses are not being shared, our data shows more than 300,000 Americans have crossed state lines to get vaccinated since January, proving vaccine tourism is booming.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing, having New Yorkers leaving to go out of state to get their vaccines?
I'm not sure of what's available to them elsewhere. We want to make sure that we're being equitable in our distribution of vaccines in our own state. So if a New Yorker figures out another plan, we're not involved in that.
Legal or not, some doctors caution a trip across state lines right now is not without risk.
Vaccine tourism is something I would not advise because traveling is by itself a risk factor.
But for William Fox and many others across the tri-state, it was a risk worth taking.
And now that I have it, I just have a sense of relief.
So Tara, which states seem to be the most popular destinations for these vaccine road trips?
Excellent question, and at first by a landslide it was Florida, but after so many people started heading down to the Sunshine State in droves, you can imagine what happened. People inside the Sunshine State who live there full time were struggling to get their appointments ahead of people who live out of state in places like here in New York. So the governor took heat. They changed the residency requirements, so now you actually have to own a second home or a vacation property in Florida to be eligible. So after that transition, the front runner now is Pennsylvania, which is, of course, just a quick drive away for those of us who live here in New York.
Now, according to that data, Florida and Pennsylvania are the states with the highest number of non-residents getting a vaccine. You can search each state's residency requirements by placing your phone up to the QR code on your screen. That'll take you to a list of states on news12.com.